Coming up, who will be the first chief of Sarasota County Schools' new police department? What the Atlanta Braves are doing to try to get Suncoast residents for spring training baseball in Northport, and how to keep your pets safe during storms this hurricane season. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Our top story today, the Sarasota County School District has hired the first chief of its newly formed police department. Paul Grochowski will oversee the force effective immediately. Grochowski has 22 years of law enforcement experience and most recently served as the Director of Public Safety and Chief of Police for the Allen Hancock Joint Community College District Police Department in California. That's where he was responsible for the safety of 4 college campuses, serving more than 22,000 students and staff. Grochowski was also a finalist for the Northport police job, chief of police job. The new police department will initially include the chief of police, 3 police sergeants, and 21 to 24 school resource officers for the upcoming school year. In Manatee County, school board members have chosen who they want as their interim superintendent. The board voting 4-1 in favor of entering into contract negotiations with Deputy Superintendent Cynthia Saunders. Current Superintendent Dr. Diana Green has accepted the same position in Duval County. Her last day in Manatee County is the end of this month. Saunders, who has worked alongside Green as Deputy Superintendent of Instructional Services, has plenty of support.
I've come to know her as a very methodical yet decisive decision maker, and that's what we need right now.
I think it's imperative that we go through a full process and choose the right person. But I think Cynthia Saunders is that person.
A formal announcement naming Saunders interim superintendent is expected to be made later this week. And the board also getting recognized for staying under budget. A report released by S&P Global Ratings gives the school board an A rating, which is 2 levels higher than the district's previous grade. The report says in part the grade reflects the board's recent trend of stable operating performance and improved reserves, adding that the board operated below budget in 2017 by more than $8 million. Looking ahead, the Atlanta Braves are hosting a spring training season ticket launch event this Saturday in Northport. The team also releasing new detailed renderings of what the facility going up now into West Village's development will look like, and photographs of the ongoing construction there. Saturday, the first public opportunity for fans to place a deposit for the 2020 spring training season tickets. As part of the event, family-friendly activities will be offered, including music, face painting, giveaways, pictures with life-size bobbleheads, and free food. There will also be a Chipper Jones replica jersey giveaway to the first 500 deposits placed. The event is scheduled from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the George Mullen Activity Center in Northport. Caught on camera, a father and son made a new friend while boating off Anna Maria Island. It's a large hammerhead shark. They spotted the shark swimming in shallow waters, only about 4 feet deep. Hammerheads do not seek out humans as prey, but they will attack if provoked. One of their favorite foods, tarpon, which you can find off our beaches right now. It was certainly a day on the water this father and son will not soon forget. Well, we're officially 13 days now into hurricane season, so imagine having to evacuate and not knowing what to do with your pets. There are a few things pet owners need to know for hurricane season. ABC 7's Marla Spence joins us from one shelter, Booker High School in North Sarasota.
Booker High School is one of 11 hurricane evacuation centers in Sarasota County that'll be pet-friendly this hurricane season. Last year, there were only 4 evacuation centers that allowed pets. Sarasota County recognized out of 20,000 people who evacuated to shelters during Hurricane Irma last year, many of those evacuees had pets, but only had a few choices when it came down to seeking refuge from the storm. As you prepare for this hurricane season, Sarasota County wants you to know to prepare your pets just as you would yourself. According to ready.gov, you should not only have a kit for yourself, but also your pet. It should include your contact information just in case you and your pet get separated for whatever reason.
Take a selfie of you and your dog. That is the most proper identification, in addition to any ID tags that you would have on the collar and leash.
Also, don't forget to have your pet's registration, adoption, and vaccination documents on hand. Also, putting together a first aid kit would not be a bad idea. You should pack things like flea and tick prevention, latex gloves, and antibiotic ointment.
Also include the Heartgard and NexGard if that's what you're giving the dogs and the cats. You need to take a look at 2 weeks of food and medication.
One last important thing to pack are sanitation items like litter and a litter box, paper towels, plastic trash bags, and a small container of bleach. Remember, hurricane evacuation centers would become a new environment for your pet, so they might feel a little out of place if you need to evacuate. Bringing things that's familiar to them like toys, treats, and also bedding could help reduce stress for your pets. I'm Marla Spence reporting in Sarasota for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about that with meteorologist John Scalzi. We've come a long way as far as our shelters and what to do with our pets.
Yes, Sarasota County now, they're all pet friendly,
Yeah.
so that's great. I'd add couple more things to that, and I'd say make sure you get your pet microchipped.
Yes.
That's a very important thing to do. And also, and we don't often think about this, it's a very stressful time, not only for us, but also for our animals as well. And sometimes a little sedation is in order for some of the dogs. Work with your vet and make sure you find one that works for your animal. We did not do that previously, and we just got whatever we could get. And it worked out that 4 of our dogs worked very nicely with the drug that was provided. The 5th dog, however, got a little agitated. It actually made them more agitated.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So just work with your vet and try something out ahead of time so you'll know what to expect.
Yep, good advice.
Got anything
Good
else?
advice. No, that's good.
Yeah, that's good stuff there.
Yeah.
Yep. So across our region right now, we have some pretty quiet, tranquil conditions. Firing off a thunderstorm in Pinellas County right now, just over the water. I think as we head into the afternoon, we'll probably see some showers and thunderstorms begin to develop probably within the next hour or so, especially east of the interstate. We'll notice that occurring, but right now everything's pretty quiet across the area. Don't have much going on. It's been a pretty quiet day. We do have an onshore flow developing this afternoon with the sea breeze, and that's not necessarily a good thing. The red tide is an issue now. It is back, it has bloomed, and Mote Marine spotters have now identified Siesta Key as having extreme irritants in the air. And most other locations have at least moderate in the air. So it's a problem, and we'll talk about where we think that red tide might be going in just a few minutes. Back to you, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. President Trump back in Washington after meeting with North Korea's Kim Jong-un. ABC's Serena Marshall explains why some lawmakers are cautiously optimistic about the summit, while others are questioning whether the president gave up too much for too little in return.
Riding high after his historic summit that could define his presidency, President Trump tweeting, "The world has taken a big step back from potential nuclear catastrophe. No more rocket launches, nuclear testing, or research. The hostages are back home with their families. Thank you to Chairman Kim. Our day together was historic." North Korean media celebrating seeing Kim Jong-un face-to-face with a U.S. president, writing that 5-hour meeting put an end to extreme hostile relations between North Korea and the U.S. In their joint agreement, the president promising unspecified security guarantees for Kim, who declared his unwavering commitment to denuclearize the Korean peninsula.
Again, I read the statement, and it's difficult for me to see if something was actually agreed to or not.
That agreement signed without any specifics about when or how that will be accomplished and whether it will be verified.
This president wants North Korea to completely denuclearize. So obviously there has to be complete, verifiable, and irreversible. That will take a while.
And further raising questions of the president's concessions to end joint military drills between the U.S. and South Korea. Those exercises said to be essential for military readiness. Ending them has long been a demand of North Korea's and came as a surprise to the South.
But we're not going to play the war games. You know, I wanted to stop the war games. I thought they were very provocative, but I also think they're very expensive.
The president says the details of the deal still need to be worked out, and there are still serious questions about North Korea's human rights record. The president once calling North Korea the most brutally repressive regime on earth. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is in South Korea today. He'll meet with South Korean and Japanese officials about North Korea and the results of that summit. No word yet on their official agenda, but the focus will be around denuclearization and human rights. A local political science professor says it's too soon to draw any conclusions about that summit. ABC 7's Ray Collins joins us now. Ray?
Scott, Professor Frank Elcock says the Singapore summit has huge potential but the true outcome won't be known for months or even years. He says North Korea's Kim Jong-un has a history of making promises he hasn't kept. And though Elcock believes it is a step in the right direction, he says this agreement has less substance than 2 previous deals within the past 15 years.
If you were to look at what the agreements said in the '94 agreement that was done by the Clinton administration and the 2005 agreement from the Bush administration, this one has much less substance. You could even refer to it as like a nothing burger. And there is again, a history of, with the Kim regime and the Kim dynasty, of simply committing things and blatantly lying about it and twisting things.
It's just too soon to frame this as a big win or a big loss, but he says if we're one step away from going to war, so far, it's a win. Scott?
All right, Ray, thank you. For the latest analysis on that summit and other news about what's going on here on the Suncoast, as well as your forecast, you can download our app. Find it in your app store under WWSB or My Suncoast. Still to come in your Suncoast News, why service dogs could be a new way to help treat post-traumatic stress disorder in people across the country. And later, how a raccoon climbing a tall building in Minnesota became a viral sensation.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Excuse me a minute. Hi, Dad. No, don't try to get up.
Hi, I'm Julie, a right-at-home caregiver. And if I'd been caring for Tom's dad, I would have noticed some dizziness that could lead to balance issues. That's because I'm trained to report any changes in behavior, no matter how small. So Tom could have peace of mind.
We'll be right there. We have to go.
Hey, Tom, you should try Right at Home. They're great for us.
The right care, right at home.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at a temperature of 88 degrees, 89 degrees, something like that, around 3 o'clock. Showers and thunderstorms will begin to pop up. I'll give it about a 30% chance near the coast. I think inland the rain chances are probably more like about 50%. That would be in Hardy and DeSoto counties, inland, Manatee and Sarasota particularly. And then as we head into the evening hours, a 20% chance of showers. I think a few of the showers that die out in inland areas, will kind of work their way back to the coastline just a little bit. Pretty quiet overnight, I think. Wake up tomorrow morning, there might be an isolated shower near the coast, but not much. Titan radar right now, quiet across our area. The dry air that kind of worked its way in here at the beginning of the week is pretty much gone. The air has now become a lot more moist because of a southerly wind flow. Yeah, one little shower trying to build now just east of the interstate near Osprey. But other than that, because of the moisture in the air, because of the daytime heating, because of the sea breeze that'll build and move inland, we have good chances of seeing inland showers and thunderstorms. High pressure is still kind of focused right over us, basically, and noses out to actually kind of a second high pressure ridge out here in the Atlantic. Anyway, the winds will be generally out of the west this afternoon, and we'll see those showers build in inland areas. As they die out and the sea breeze collapses, the showers will kind of gradually drift back toward Gulf waters, where they'll basically just fizzle out. So we have a chance of everyone getting a little bit of rain today, but mostly it'll be focused in inland areas, and most of the day we'll have sunnier skies near the coastline as clouds build inland. So mostly sunny near the coast, inland showers, and then I think some slightly better rain chances over the weekend because of some tropical moisture lifting northward. Yesterday we had some pretty good rainfalls in inland areas, 2, almost 3-inch rainfalls in some locations, and some places exceeding that. Near the coastline, it was pretty hit and miss, and the amount of rainfall was measured in the tenths of an inch. So that's probably about the way it'll pan out again this afternoon. Northwest wind coming in at about 10 knots, decreasing to 5 in the afternoon. Light chop on bay and inland waters. Should be a beautiful day out there on the waters. We'll look for about a 30% chance of rain today. Tomorrow about the same thing on Friday basically, and then on Saturday the same. Maybe a little bit more moisture around on Saturday as we get a few more clouds building in the overnight, leading to better rain chances on Sunday. And then we'll kind of dry it out just a little bit as we head into the beginning of next work week. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. In Health Smart, service dogs are trained to help people with physical and mental disabilities. And just how helpful are they with calming the symptoms of PTSD? ABC's Arlette Saenz shows us the results.
Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Its life-changing anxiety strikes many of our veterans, and PTSD can be a hard condition to treat. There are service dogs trained to calm and soothe the symptoms of PTSD, especially the hyperarousal or on-edge feeling that stress brings. Oddly, the well-known stress hormone cortisol is actually lower in those with PTSD. Their brains have overloaded cortisol so often, they've stopped producing it. Researchers at Purdue gave 45 veterans with PTSD a service dog. A similar group was on a wait list to get a dog and served as a control group. Dogs proved to have a strong effect. Saliva tests show that veterans with a service dog had a higher, more normal cortisol output in the morning compared to those on the wait list. The dog decreased anxiety, sleep disturbances, as well as drinking in those with PTSD. This was a small study sponsored by veterinarian groups and Bayer Animal Health, and individuals have different baseline cortisol levels in the morning, so bigger studies are needed. Additional treatment for PTSD may have affected the results too, but veterans struggling with stubborn PTSD may need some canine help to get better. With this Medical Minute, I'm Arlette Saenz, ABC News.
All right, it's time for some lunch. So let's get over to the kitchen and say hello to ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher. Judy?
Well, Father's Day is around the corner. Monday I made Korean-style pork chops. Today it has to be steak. I'm making a chef's cut steak, which is really popular with us. A lot of people may not be used to yet. It's called iron steak, hanger steak. Delicious, but it does need to be marinated. So it's thin like a flank steak, but marinating it for about an hour or so is really gonna bring out the flavors. And for Dad, we're gonna bring together some tailgate seasoning, some really fine quality whiskey, reduce that down a little bit, and we're gonna serve it with some potatoes that are tossed in olive oil with a little red pepper and onions. I think it's gonna be just what Dad wants. Maybe the newspaper and a pool float, and you'll be all set. So stay with me as we celebrate Father's Day this week and bring you flat iron steaks in a whiskey butter marinade.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 10 years running. Lease a new Subaru Outback today for just $249 a month. Or get 0% financing with zero down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
One of the viral stars of this week is a raccoon from Minnesota. The furry creature climbed to the top of a 23-story building in St. Paul. But as Mary McGuire reports, before finishing the journey, millions kept tabs online.
Sleeping soundly 23 floors high, removed from the hustle and bustle of downtown St. Paul.
It's like a living creature that's in peril, you know?
This little furball has no idea it's a celebrity down below.
It's almost like your cat or your dog climbed up a skyscraper. It's kind of the same thing.
This all started hours ago when Tim Nelson, an intrepid reporter for Minnesota Public Radio.
I am from Coon Rapids. I grew up with raccoons. I'm probably practically related to that raccoon.
Noticed a fuzzy friend trapped on an overhang near the bottom of the UBS building.
The maintenance staff came out with some 2x4s screwed together and pushed them up to the raccoon, thinking that he would run down the boards onto the street and escape.
But when raccoons get scared, their instinct is to go up, and that's exactly what this one did.
But it's hard not to have the little guy, you know, capture your attention and your heart.
Looking like a smaller, hairier version of Spider-Man, the raccoon was able to scale almost the entire building, finally stopping to rest outside of the Page Donnelly law firm.
There we have seen him pace back and forth and sort of sniff, but he might be just tuckered out from the climb right now.
There's not a whole lot that animal control can do right now because a rescue mission would be too dangerous for both the raccoon and the workers.
It really has to rescue itself. That's the only option this raccoon has right now.
There's a live trap on the roof with some very aromatic cat food they hope will lure the raccoon to safety. For now, those down below must watch and wait.
Well, that was Mary McGuire reporting, and we are happy to report that that raccoon did make it to the top of the building safely overnight, very early this morning. Happy ending there. All right. Let's get back to the kitchen now and check in again with Judy Gallagher. Judy?
Okay, I have some onions and red peppers that are similar that go into potatoes O'Brien. I'm going to put them right in this pan. Now, I've already pre-boiled the potatoes till they're almost done. They're still just slightly crisp. I'm going to just use the same pot that they're in so I don't have to dirty another pan. We're going to toss that with olive oil, a little garlic salt, some regular salt, and some black pepper. And we'll hit it with some fresh snipped chives. And we'll be back in just a few minutes to add the butter, and I'll talk to you about that garlic parmesan. Now let's talk about the hanger steaks. See how similar they are to the flank steak? So you're gonna have to cut it against the grain. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a very simple marinade, some white balsamic vinegar, some whiskey, the favorite part, right? A little brown sugar. Now, I used a little brown sugar the other day as well. Brown sugar is just going to bring in that sweet balance to the dish, and definitely some garlic. So basically what you're going to do is you're just going to give this a little swirl around. This is going to break down that steak, especially over the next half an hour. So let's marinate the steak and then give it on both sides. Then you can put that in a plastic bag and you can marinate that for an hour and let that whiskey really break down. Then we're going to cook it in a pan or the grill. So I want to make sure the pan's on high, which I have going right here. Let's hit it with a little more salt. And the salt is going to be a good balance because basically when the steak comes out of the marinade, we're going to take the leftover marinade and we're going to bring it to a boil and break that down as well. And that will be a really nice glaze for Dad. So nice hot pan to get that sear, and we'll let that baby go for a minute, okay? Now, let's talk about the butter. I've showed you this before. These are great little packs. If you're cooking for a small amount and you don't want to make compound butters, compound butters are when you take the soft butter, let it sit in the counter, then you add whatever flavors, herbs that you want. This is garlic parmesan. It's going to be perfect for these potatoes that we're not going to quite brown, but we're going to heat up real well, and we're going to toss them in that butter. So by the time we come back, the steak is going to have a nice brown crust. We're going to take the rest of that marinade and we'll bring it to a boil and reduce that down, and we got something good going on for Dad when we come back.
Florida Studio Theater presents Always Patsy Cline, now held over due to popular demand. A tuneful and memorable tribute, Patsy Cline's rise to legendary stardom is told through the eyes of her biggest fan. Featuring such hit songs as Walkin' After Midnight, I Fall to Pieces, Crazy, and many more you know and love. Critics are calling Always Patsy Cline warm and genuine and engaging. Audiences calling it outstanding. Always Patsy Cline is now playing. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
It's summer on the Suncoast, and you know what that means. It's Friday Fest season.
And you are invited. Join ABC7 for the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall's free outdoor summertime concert series.
Jam to dance music by Ja Movement on June 22nd. The Movement is sure to get you dancing.
With food trucks, beverage vendors, and more, it's the perfect spot to enjoy great music and a summer sunset over the bay.
For more information, go to this number or go to mysuncoast.com/FridayFest.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
When ABC7 declares a First Alert Weather Day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Suncoast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a First Alert Weather Day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A First Alert Weather Day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC7 First Alert Weather, we're here for you.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities.
Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
The ABC7 First Alert weather app just got even better. It's easy to use once you download it. First, tell the app to follow you, so you get alerts pinpointed to exactly where you are. Then customize your settings with all the places you go, from the beach to grandmother's house. Get accurate alerts for everyone you care about. You can even pick which weather alerts and categories you want and what they sound like. More ways to customize and more ways to keep your family safe. Download the ABC7 First Alert weather app today.
Coming up, the World Cup is coming to North America, while the United States, Canada, and Mexico were chosen to host the event in 2026. Plus, Venice police look for a car burglar. They're accused of breaking into several cars late last month. And how you can have your say on the future of Sarasota's Bobby Jones Golf Club.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story at 12:30. The World Cup is coming to North America in the year 2026. ABC's Maggie Rulli explains why organizers voted in a landslide for the financial and logistical certainty of a U.S.-led bid over a risky proposal from their main challenger, Morocco.
As teams arrive in Moscow to kick off this year's World Cup, today all eyes are back on the U.S. and the year 2026.
Canada, Mexico and USA have been selected by the FIFA Congress to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
FIFA announcing today that North America will host the World Cup in 8 years.
I'm not sure it's quite sunk in as yet that we're going to actually host the World Cup in 26.
The whole concept of a united bid, started 6-7 years ago. To have it culminate in a win today is a fantastic emotion.
Even President Trump is chiming in, tweeting, "The U.S., together with Mexico and Canada, just got the World Cup. Congratulations." The 48-team tournament will hold 80 matches across 3 countries, requiring coordination between multiple state, federal, and local governments. A spectacular feat for an organization often plagued by political scandal.
Look, we were supported today by countries who wouldn't normally vote with us in the United Nations.
And with 60 of the 80 games being held here in the U.S., America's hoping 2026 will inspire young athletes to start dreaming now.
To give people this dream, this North Star, that 8 years from now, this great tournament is going to be in our shores.
Now, the U.S. is not in this year's World Cup, but start planning for 2026 because normally the host country gets an automatic bid, so we might be able to watch our own country play right here in our own backyard. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
A shocking find in San Antonio where police found 55 undocumented immigrants inside a tractor trailer. Thankfully, most of them appeared to be in good health. With highs in the 90s there this week, that truck was equipped with air conditioning and passengers also had some water bottles. 5 suffered minor injuries while trying to run away. They were taken to the hospital. The rest were taken to a detention center. Follow up now on that viral video of an FBI agent dancing at a Denver bar when his gun accidentally went off, shooting a man in the leg. 29-year-old Chase Bishop turned himself into police and appeared in court to be formally charged. He was later released on bond. The shooting happened when Bishop was dancing in front of a crowd earlier this month, and after doing a backflip, his gun fell out of his waistband and appeared to fire accidentally when he picked it up. That bullet struck a 24-year-old in the leg. Denver's district attorney says Bishop may face more charges once the results of his blood alcohol test are released. Also happening today, Michael Wenzel and Robert Benak III will be in a Hillsborough County courtroom today. The men are accused of dragging a shark behind a boat in the Gulf. Last month, one of the other suspects in this case had the charges against him dropped. And a Tampa federal jury finds a Sarasota woman guilty of trying to burn down a home out of revenge. 39-year-old Rashika Ford is facing 5 to 20 years in federal prison. 2 others, Jodarren Whitfield and Herbert Pickney, were also indicted. Prosecutors say Ford got her boyfriend and brother to throw a Molotov cocktail through the victim's bedroom window on 17th Street East in Bradenton 3 years ago. The device did not break the window and everyone inside the home did escape. Prosecutors say the arson was in revenge for an altercation between Ford and the victim. New at noon, Venice police are trying to find the person responsible for breaking into vehicles. Police released a surveillance video of the suspect showing someone trying to open vehicles just after midnight on May 27th. The vehicles in this video were locked, but police say other vehicles in the area were not and had items stolen. If you have any information on who this person might be, call Sarasota County Crime Stoppers. New at noon, the city of Northport names its new chief of police. City Manager Peter Lear says Todd Garrison has accepted the position and will now go through background check and physical. Garrison will likely start in the next 30 days. Garrison is currently a captain with the Lee County Sheriff's Office, where he's served since 1994. Garrison's annual salary will start at $125,000 a year. Time now to get a check on our weather again with meteorologist John Scalzi, and a little steamy, I guess, a little warm summer-ish this morning.
Yeah, it is indeed. And we're feeling a little bit more humidity kind of working its way in. Nothing like what we feel over the weekend. I think over the weekend it's really going to get humid.
Oh, right.
I think so. I think we got some tropical moisture lifting northward. It's going to really produce a lot of rainfall for Texas and Mexico, maybe up as far as Louisiana, but it'll also help us get a little bit more moisture around as well. So I think our rain chances are going up. And we've had some pretty good rainfalls around. Yeah. I mean, we had a water spout or perhaps a tornado yesterday, and today I think we'll see more pretty good thunderstorms this afternoon in inland areas. Certainly the thermodynamics are there again this afternoon. We're already seeing a few areas of light rainfall beginning to pop up in places. As we head into the afternoon, I think we'll see a continuation of more showers and thunderstorms around. Not much going on right now on radar. The cloud cover beginning to stream northward across the region. That's caused by a general south wind from the south, bringing up that tropical moisture. That'll continue on today. Chance of rainfall about 30%, mostly inland, and then partly cloudy overnight skies. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
All right, John, thank you. Sarasota moving forward on a long-term plan to bring new sand to Lido Beach. The city granted over $13 million in federal funding to renourish the beach there. The city's initial plan calls for sand to be pumped from Big Pass to help restore more than 2 miles of the badly eroded beach. Lido Beach visitors and residents are pleased with the news.
Whatever they got to spend, they got to do it. It's got to be done. They're going to be losing money. These hotels and these people that own property here. Come on, they pay their taxes.
The 15-year plan includes restoration projects every 5 years. City officials say the sand is expected to be placed on that beach as soon as possible. In Tampa, the Sun Dome at the University of South Florida getting a new name. Starting July 1st, it will be called the Yuengling Center. USF reaching a deal with the beer maker for naming rights, which will be in place for at least the next 10 years. No word yet on how much the deal cost. Happening today and tomorrow, the city of Sarasota is hosting a series of community meetings to gather input on future improvements to the Bobby Jones Golf Club. Last year, the city hired an architectural firm to develop a comprehensive golf course master plan for the historic municipal course. The firm conducted 6 walking tours of the 45-hole club and met with more than 100 golfers, neighbors, residents, city staff, and other stakeholders. The meetings being held today and tomorrow will allow the community to provide additional input on the course's future. For more information on these meetings, you can look for this story on our website, mysuncoast.com. By the way, the first meeting is set for 2 p.m. today at Payne Park Auditorium. Also happening today, the City of Venice and Venice High School will host another Parade of Champions. Here's a look at the parade route. It will celebrate Venice High's Class 7A Baseball State Championship and Class 2A Wrestling State Champs in the 138-pound weight class. The parade will kick off at 6 p.m. from Venice Elementary School. Venice High also won state titles in football and volleyball earlier in the year. All right, back to the kitchen now, and let's check on lunch with Judy Gallagher.
Okay, we have one steak that's still marinating. We're going to pan sear another one. Certainly you can use a griddle pan. What else you can do is you can pop this steak in the oven just for about 5 minutes at 450. It's going to really bring it a little like a broiled crispness to it if you're not cooking outside. Now I want you to see these potatoes. Got a view of that? They smell so good because they have some fresh chives, they have that Parmesan garlic butter that we added, and the red pepper and the onion, and we're just cooking it in the same pot. Little olive oil too is going to blend that all together, give it a really fine flavor. So let's take a look at our iron steak right here, flat iron steak. See how it's starting to sear off, and you can really smell that whiskey. Now over here we are bringing this up to boil, as you can see, and that's the leftover marinade. Now we're going to add a little fun flavor to it. You don't have to do this step, but we do have the recipe for homemade bacon jam from our friends from BurgerFi that were on the Suncoast View. So you can get that recipe if you want to make homemade bacon jam, which is a really great thing for Dad. I make it a lot at home. You can get that recipe right on mysuncoast.com/dining under recipes. Okay, so let's get the potatoes on the plate. Now these leftover potatoes are going to be brilliant for tomorrow, the next day, Monday morning quarterback in the kitchen. You can whip up a frittata for Dad as he heads back to work or to the links. Okay, let's take the steak out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to let it rest, probably for about 10 minutes, because we really want to help that just kind of redistribute the juices. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these Lars crispy onion rings. That's right, Dad. This is going to be so good. And we're going to just kind of crust that right on top. And we're going to start to cut against the grain. And depending on what temperature you want, we're going to do a medium rare to rare. And we're going to just adjust that. Now, once the sauce is done, so we have that really high quality whiskey, and we have a little white balsamic in this, fresh garlic, we're going to drizzle that on the base of the plate so Dad can swirl those potatoes and that steak right in the sauce. We'll be back in just a few minutes for a taste.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Get to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota for big savings during the Chrysler Pacifica Incredible Sales Event. Get KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $23,999. Or save big and get the new Chrysler 300 Touring with an MSRP over $30,000 for just $21,999. That's a savings of over $8,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota today.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
Everybody can make something.
because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
About a 30% chance of showers as we head through the afternoon, decreasing to about 20% as we head into the evening. Some of the showers in inland areas could drift back to the coast a little bit later today. And then overnight looks like it'll be pretty quiet. One lone shower has built now just to the east of the interstate near Osprey. That one lone shower is all we've got on radar across the region. High pressure is basically parallel with us, also extends out into Gulf waters, bringing us a westerly wind flow, light one. That'll cause the showers and thunderstorms to form mostly inland along the sea breeze front, and then some of those showers kind of working their way back to the coast as they die out later on this evening. That'll be the trend for the next couple of days, I do believe. We'll have mostly sunny skies near the coastline for the better part of the day, then some inland showers building during the afternoon, and then drifting back to the coast. Better weekend rain chances, though, and here's why. This area of disturbed weather is forecast to lift up toward the Gulf waters, the western Gulf waters. Right now, it's given only a 20% chance of any kind of development over a 5-day period after that kind of moisture moves its way up into the Gulf. 0% chance over the next couple of days. Water temperatures in the Atlantic are abnormally cool as they've ever been since we've been recording this, which hasn't been all that long actually, but nevertheless since about 1989. And so we have some temperatures that aren't even hitting the 80-degree mark, which is kind of the cutoff zone for tropical production here in a large area of the tropical Atlantic. So that kind of does signal probably a little less intensity for the storms that do develop, and maybe some storms never will get a chance to develop. We'll see how it goes out. Of course, one storm over your neighborhood makes it an active season, right? We'll watch the tropics kind of lift moisture northward over the coastlines of Texas and even as far to the east as Louisiana. It'll also bring down a little bit of tropical moisture for us over the weekend and help to enhance our rainfall chances then. So we'll watch that, possibly some very heavy rainfall for parts of Texas. Northwest wind coming in at about 10, decreasing to west at about 5 this evening. Should be a nice day out there on the waters. And this 5-day forecast shows like this. The temperatures up there near the 90-degree mark for the next several days. And the rain chances about 20 to 30%. As we head into the weekend, that tropical moisture I showed you kind of increases our rain chance to about 40% on Sunday, maybe even higher than that. We'll see as we get closer to the date. And then as we head into the next work week, our rain chances go back down to the 20 or 30%. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. In consumer news, now that a federal judge has approved AT&T's $85 billion takeover of Time Warner, other companies are likely to try to consolidate. The decision allows AT&T to compete with companies that dominate the digital landscape, but could also lead to higher prices for consumers. Many view it as a turning point for an industry upended by companies like Netflix and Google, which produce content without requiring a cable subscription. The Justice Department has the option of appealing the decision, but they must do so by next week. Facebook has a new problem. The social network giant says a software bug made millions of users' private posts public. The glitch switched the default privacy settings to public for as many as 14 million Facebook users. The company says it's notifying the users who were affected. The bug was active from May 18th through the 22nd. If you were affected, Facebook is also asking you to double-check your settings. The Jeep Grand Cherokee and Ford Explorer are two of America's most popular SUVs, but they were also two of the worst rated in a recent crash test. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety says out of 8 SUVs it tested, the Cherokee and Explorer were the only two to receive the lowest possible rating. Ford responded by saying the Explorer is safe and has received top scores in other crash tests. Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, which makes Jeeps, said all of its vehicles meet or exceed federal safety standards. Tesla is laying off 3,600 workers, about 9% of its workforce. CEO Elon Musk says the decision is part of a restructuring move. No factory workers will be affected as the company continues to ramp up production of its lower-priced Model 3 vehicle. The electric car maker has not made an annual profit in its 15-year existence. Still to come in your Suncoast News, why actor Alec Baldwin says he could have a chance of winning the 2020 presidential election.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free. You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
All right, now we have this beautiful smelling sauce. We have the whiskey that is cooked down with brown sugar and white wine vinegar. And then they added just a little bit of that bacon jam. Now you can also buy bacon jam on the shelves of a fine gourmet store, or actually a lot of markets are carrying it. What we're gonna do now is, so we don't get anything too soggy, is we're just gonna drizzle this bit of marinade that we brought to a boil because they had the meat juices on, right? And there we have it with the beautiful potatoes. It's gonna be so flavorful, and Dad gets second helpings. If you want this recipe, log on to mysuncoast.com, click on recipes, and you'll have valuable information. And remember to enter our gift card contest. You could win a $50 gift card to one of these restaurants that we have as partners on the dining page. So to all the dads out there, enjoy your Father's Day. And remember, you can savor Sarasota. You still have time. I'll send it back to you and get your lunch ready, dads.
Oh, Judy, thank you so much. In entertainment news, the anticipated return of one incredible family is almost here, and Avengers has just set another box office milestone. Here's Jason Nathanson with today's Showbiz Wrap.
to make some wrong things right.
Tomorrow night, the 14-year wait for an Incredibles sequel is over. Incredibles 2 hits theaters, and Samuel L. Jackson is back as the ice-cool superhero Frozone. He talked to us about one of the reasons why it took so long between films.
You know, it's really difficult to make a movie as good as the first Incredibles. That might have been part of the problem. So we can't just do anything. So it took time to find the right story, the right shape, so that you got something that's at least as good or even a little bit better.
Incredibles 2 could have the best opening weekend ever for an animated movie.
Better than me?
Avengers Infinity War has done something only 3 other films have done in history, crossed the $2 billion mark in ticket sales worldwide. Infinity War joins Avatar, Titanic, and Star Wars The Force Awakens in the super exclusive club. Infinity War is by far the highest grossing Marvel movie ever worldwide. But in North America, it's still more than $40 million behind Black Panther. Don't worry, you'll get to keep watching Anthony Bourdain's travel and food show Parts Unknown on Netflix. The licensing agreement for the CNN series was set to expire Saturday, but in the wake of Bourdain's death, Netflix has reached a deal to keep the show for at least a few more months. And happy birthday today to Captain America. Chris Evans is 37. The Olsen twins, Ashley and Mary-Kate, turned 32. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Could President Trump face an election challenge in 2020 by the man who portrays him on Saturday Night Live? Alec Baldwin said that he would absolutely win if he ran. The actor has gotten a lot of attention in recent years for his impersonation of President Trump on SNL. Baldwin said he would 1,000% prevail in a presidential run and that he would put on, quote, the funniest, most exciting, most crazy campaign. Thousands of Puerto Ricans are expected to answer a casting call today for a shot at being in the Broadway hit musical Hamilton. Writer and original star of the show, Lin-Manuel Miranda, will perform there next January in several shows to help raise money for the island, which is still struggling to recover from Hurricanes Irma and Maria. Finally, golf is a game that can be played for a lifetime, and one woman from Maine is taking advantage of that. Hilda Warwell says she is still on the course at least twice a week, despite just celebrating her 95th birthday. Warwell still plays in a golf league and is by far the most senior women's amateur player in the state. She says she loves the game, but didn't start playing golf until she turned 50 way back in 1973. That's pretty cool. I think she moved to Florida where she could play year-round.
Right?
I don't think you can play year-round in Maine.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But when you can play, the weather's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's awesome. Good for her. Stay active, right?
Yep. Thank you for joining us today. Have a great afternoon. We hope to see you again at 5 o'clock.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
ABC7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.